Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well and having a wonderful week. Are you putting a public mask? What do I mean when I say, are you putting a public mask? It means what you're portraying on the outside is not what's inside of you or how you feel inside of you. My name is Joanne Klein, and my purpose in life is to encourage and motivate you to live life more than you're living right now, to challenge you to grow mentally, spiritually, and physically. Welcome to my channel. What do I mean when I say, are we or are you putting a public mask? Is what that is in the inside of you does not match what's on the outside. For example, you could have been angry a few minutes ago and you decide to go for a walk. And as you're walking, you meet one of your friends and you smile and put this persona that everything is okay. But deep down, you're not fooling anybody but yourself. I have a saying I tell my kids, and this is one thing I say: are you stealing from yourself? When you don't put the best version of you, don't do what you're supposed to do, you're seriously not fooling anybody, but in fact, you're stealing from yourself. I talked to you in one of my videos that a few years back, I had an anger issue, and it was so bad that I almost lost everything. Lost my marriage, my children, everything, because it was a very self-destructive anger. That if things didn't go the way, or if something didn't go the way I wanted, I would explode. And it wasn't in a nice way. It was in a very mean, not a nice way. But when I was outside the house, I was normal, this nice person. Eventually, I was able to overcome that through the help, but also willing to be helped and also to change. When we look in Matthew 23:25, it says, "You hypocrites, you clean the outside of the cup, dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. First clean the inside, and the outside will also be clean." And 27, "You hypocrites, you're like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of bones of dead, and everything is unclean. The same way, on the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you're full of hypocrisy and wickedness." That was me back then, and it almost described me to the T, because outside I appeared a very peaceful, nice person. But deep inside of me, I had this anger that only by God's grace I was able to overcome it. Sometimes we go through those moments where sometimes we portray this person that we are not, or we are deep inside of us, there's something else that's going on, but when we are outside, or when the way we dress, the way we put ourselves together shows a different person. And today I'm going to talk to you about trying to achieve that person you were created to be. I had somebody say it this way. Mylette says this way, that he would want to be a match of that guy or that person God created him to be. That when he meets that person in his final days, it will be an exact match, because he was able to live to be the best version of himself. He was able to do what he was supposed to do. He didn't live to please other people, but he lived to do what he was supposed to do. Sometimes we do things to please people, which is not the right thing, because we steal the peace from within us and give it to somebody else. That's why we need to always work on ourselves. These are not things that are attainable just like that. These are things we need to work on ourselves. If it's to be the best mother, you have to try and work on that. Read books. I'm so big on educating ourselves, adding knowledge to ourselves. If it's being the best wife, same thing. Adding knowledge and finding ways to be that best part of you. Another thing is that how do we get to that part where we are matching, we are all aligned in the inside and outside? Because we have to understand, if we are not aligned, seriously, no matter what you portray on the outside, deep inside of you, there's no peace. And that's the most important thing. When you don't have peace inside of you, believe it or not, it will come out. Somehow, it will. And when it comes out, the true you will show up. We cannot always be able to hide it and just hold it in. And that's what I did. Everything would come, I would just stuff it in. And by the time my real self came out, it didn't come out the right way. And it was very ugly. When I say ugly, it was bad. That's why we need to always work on ourselves. When God created us, He wanted us to be the best version, to be the best. So when we do not work on that part, on that person, to match the person God wants us to be, we're seriously taking away from us. And we won't match that person we were meant to be. And when you realize, and when you get to that point and realize that, wow, I'm not that, there's no peace. Trust me, you don't have peace when you don't do your part. I always say, when you do good, you do it to yourself. When you do bad, you do it to yourself. It's one thing we always think, you know what, I'll be mean to that person, I don't care. But seriously, think about it. It affects you more than it affects the other person. Because first of all, it steals your peace. It steals the goodness. It steals the kindness that you're supposed to have. And you think you're really doing it to the other person. So, but let's, now that we get what I'm talking about, by putting a public mask or your inside not matching with your outside, how can we get to that part? How can we get closer to that person we were created to be, we are meant to be? That when we are at the finished line, we'll look at that person we were meant to be and go, wow, we are an exact match. How do we get there? Number one is commit and promise to yourself that you're going to change something about yourself, that you're going to change for good, that you're going to stop being this other person that pleases people, this person that puts a public mask, but in the inside they're a very different person. Commit to be true to you. Because if you don't, eventually the true you will show up. If there's unforgiveness, if there's anger, find a way to let go unforgiveness. Find a way, get help to control your anger or get rid of it. Find a way to get help and commit yourself to be the best you. Dr. Robert Anthony says, when you make a commitment, you start getting different results. So please, guys, commit to do what is good. It's so easy. And that goodness in you will give you so much peace. Number two, challenge yourself one step at a time to improve. It stops here, and I'm going to improve in this part that is negative about me. I'm going to improve and not be that person. I'm going to be a better person. Number 3, declare to yourself, I'll do whatever it takes to be the best me. Remember, the best reward for yourself is being the best you. When you do good, seriously, you're doing good to yourself. It's a one thing I say every day to my kids. When you do good, you do it to yourself. When you do bad, you do it to yourself. Declare you will do good. The last one is create extraordinary habits. These habits will help you when you are under pressure, when you don't feel like doing anything, when you're tired, when you're not feeling like being nice. Those habits are the ones that will help you during these times. They'll carry you through. I'll give you an example. It's a habit I formed as I was recovering from that anger problem. I formed a habit to have a morning time, a devotion. And every day I wake up and have my me time. Trust me, I've had such bad days sometimes. If I did not form those habits, trust me, that part of me would have come right up. The morning time, the peaceful time where I pray, I spend time with my Creator, my God, and dedicate that time. And that during that time, I pray for the peace of mind during the day. Trust me, that habit has been the one that has helped me, and the power of God and prayer that has helped me be at peace for a long time. That angry person doesn't come out. Those habits help us. It's one step at a time. Choose one thing you can change about yourself that is good. If you had a bad habit, change it to a good habit. And trust me, the peace that you'll have, it will surpass all understanding. People will see a difference in you. People will see you're a different person. Never stop chasing the person you are meant to be. Every day should be a day you say to yourself, I want to be that person I was created to be. That at the end, I'll have done what I was meant to be. That when I'm told, Joanne, this is the person you were supposed to be, true, I lived to be that person. And all we can do is by each day giving our best and not putting a mask and not trying to please other people, putting the best us forward. Thank you so much. I do really appreciate you guys. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching my videos. And if this video helps you, please share it and let us all grow. Let us all be the best version of us. Let us all be the people we were meant to be. Thank you and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.